Ambrose E. Burnside, the Civil War. The Burnside Carbine. Ambrose E. Burnside Byrne was a general of the Army of the Potomac. He succeeded George McClellan in 1862. He was a failed Rhode Island businessman who designed a rifle, the Burnside Carbine, later used in the Civil War. He had worked for the Illinois Central Railroad under George McClellan when Abraham Lincoln was one of the railroad's attorneys. At the outbreak of the Civil War, Burnside was a colonel in the Rhode Island militia and received a nomination to Congress. He raised the 1st Rhode Island Volunteer Infantry Regiment in May of 1861, outfitting 2 companies of this regiment with the Burnside Carbine. Within a month, he was promoted to brigade command in the Department of Northeast Virginia. He commanded this brigade without distinction at the First Battle of Bull Run in July and took over division command temporarily for wounded brigade commander General David Hunter. Within this time frame, his 90-day regiment was mustered out of service on August 2nd, and he was again promoted to brigade general of volunteers on August 6th, and was assigned to train provisional brigades in the Army of the Potomac. In September of 1861, Burnside was given command of 3 brigades known as the North Carolina Expeditionary Force. They were assembled in Annapolis, Maryland, and were in operation until July 1862. Their objective was an attack against the North Carolina coast. This force was successful in achieving a foothold in North Carolina, and was a successful amphibious campaign which closed more than 89% of the North Carolina seacoast to Confederate shipping for the remainder of the war. This included the Battle of Elizabeth City fought on February 10, 1862, on the Pasquotank River near Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Burnside was promoted to Major General of Volunteers on March 18, 1862, in recognition of his success at the Battle of Roanoke Island in New Bern, the first significant Union victories in the Eastern Theater. In July, his forces were transported north to Newport News, Virginia, where it became the 6th Corps of the Army of the Potomac. Burnside was offered command of the Army of the Potomac following Major General George B. McClellan's failure in the Peninsula Campaign. He refused this opportunity because of his loyalty to McClellan and the fact that he understood his own lack of military experience. He detached part of his corps in support of Major General John Pope's Army of Virginia in the Northern Virginia Campaign. He received telegrams at this time from Major General Fitzjohn Porter, which were extremely critical of Pope's abilities as commander, and he forwarded on to his superiors in a concurrence. This episode later played a significant role in Porter's court-martial, in which Burnside appeared as a witness. Burnside again declined command following Pope's debacle at Second Bull Run. Antietam. Burnside was given command of the right wing of the Army of the Potomac, the 1st Corps, as well as 6th Corps, at the start of the Maryland campaign for the Battle of South Mountain, where McClellan separated the 2 corps at the Battle of Antietam, places them on opposite ends of the Union battle line, and returned Burnside to command of just the 6th Corps. Burnside implicitly refused to give up his authority and act as though the corps commander was first. Major General Jesse L. Reno killed at South Mountain, and then Brigade General Jacob D. Cox funneled orders through them to the corps. This cumbersome arrangement contributed to his slowness in attacking and crossing what is now called Burnside's Bridge, on the southern flank of the Union line. Burnside did not perform an adequate reconnaissance of the area. He did not take advantage of several easy fording sites out of range of the enemy. His troops were forced into repeated assaults across the narrow bridge, which was dominated by Confederate sharpshooters on the high ground. By noon, McClellan was losing patience. He sent a succession of couriers to motivate Burnside to move forward, ordering one aide, "Tell him if it costs 10,000 men, he must go now." He further increased the pressure by sending his Inspector General to confront Burnside, who reacted indignantly. "McClellan appears to think I am trying my best to carry this bridge. You are the 3rd or 4th one who has been to me this morning with similar orders." The 6th Corps eventually broke through, but the delay allowed Major General A.P. Hill's Confederate division to come up from Harper's Ferry and repulse the Union breakthrough. McClellan refused Burnside's request for reinforcements, and the battle ended in a tactical stalemate.